Hey everybody, this is Javi, and you're listening to the Inner Child Collective podcast, where you and your inner child heal for the better. Welcome and what's good. As you can see, this is the third episode of the podcast, and for those who are just tuning in, I'm a psychic, intuitive medium, and author who uses divination and storytelling to help people overcome generational trauma. And one way I do that is by tapping into inner child energy and giving messages. Before I get started, I definitely want to give a shout out to my little brother, Sherman, Sherman Mason, a.k.a. Choo, Choo, for for lending me his photo for the logo. He was able, at least I was able to add him at the last minute. So if you look at the logo closely, and you see like this little little brown faced child, with a smile on his face, or a weird goofy smile on his face, that's my little brother on the left hand side. So yeah, y'all, like, he is very multi talented. He's a producer, music producer, illustrator, rap artist, and writer, and a lot of other things too. So y'all can check out his website, shermanmason.com. He's also Sherman B. Mason on Instagram, and I'll have that information in the descriptions. And so I also want to thank the folks who are listening to the podcast. I really appreciate the love and responses I've been receiving. Spirit placed this, and the idea of the podcast in my heart and my mind and spirit. And it's a way to reach out to people, for me to reach out to people via this podcast and to hear from people from all over the world. And it's just awesome. So thank you again. And this actually reminds me, I'm doing a 2020 inner child energy reading a couple of episodes from now. I want to say December 30th. That's the day I'm going to be shooting for. So stay tuned for that, because I'm very excited. And I've been getting a lot of downloads from my spirit squad regarding 2020. So speaking of which, I do inner child energy messages for the collective, calling upon my entire spirit squad to tap into the mind, body, and spirit of those who are meant to resonate with the message received. And throughout the entire reading, I'll be using cards. Right. So for this episode, I'll be using the archetype cards to determine what archetype represents the listener. Modern spellcasters tarot deck to tell the listener's story, and the mystical shaman oracle deck to give words of encouragement, because we're going to be talking about some heavy stuff, and words of encouragement is um very important, and very uplifting. Um so so whatever card I pull, I'll put them in the description so listeners can know what cards I used and when. And so, on that note, let's get started with this week's Inner Child Energy reading. So now, remember, okay, we're gonna get started with these readings, and just want to let you know, um, this is a general reading, okay? Just to put that out there, it's a general reading, and I definitely put out the intention before I even turn on the recorder, that the message that we get for every episode will be received by those who resonate with it. So that's how I operate, and I will be shuffling cards too. So if you hear sounds like this, or any sort of, that's me shuffling the cards, and you know, just putting my whole energy into it. So just to give you a heads up, if you have any sort of audio sensory things going on. So I'm going to pull the archetype card for the listener to determine what archetypes we're going to be um, that's going to be representing the listener for this episode. So it can be, because we're multifaceted, we're going to have more than one archetype in some cases. So just to let you know, because That's how it was going to be. Okay, so, dear higher spirit, what archetype represents the listener? What archetype card would represent the listener for December 23rd, 2019? December 23rd, 2019. Sometimes it takes a few tries too. That's what I've noticed. Well, okay, here we go. For December 23rd, 2019. What archetype will represent? Oh, wow. Okay. So, what we got here, as far as the archetype card, is the mystic. Okay, so there's a light attribute and a shadow attribute that describes the mystic, and this card actually represents the collective that will be resonating with this reading, or this episode rather. So, what we got for light attributes is the mystic revels in intimate union with the divine, and the shadow attribute is delusional rapport with the divine. So, what does this say? So, Christmas is coming up, right? And a lot of us are in the Christmas is coming up, and 2020 is coming up too. So there's a lot of us, okay? A lot of folks out there, who is pretty much ready. They're ready for the new year to come. They're waiting for 2020 to come because I'm getting that a lot of us, a lot of people who resonate with this card, we've actually we've gotten the message in so many other ways that we are to manifest greatness for 2020. That we are going to be stepping into our true power and stepping into our true selves in 2020. So a lot of us energetically are already there. People who got the mystic card, you are already there. Okay, I'm getting that for a lot of us. We're pretty much ready to shed a lot of that old energy in regards to childhood trauma, generational trauma, historical trauma. A lot of us are pretty much ready, okay, to move forward, and have moved forward in certain degrees. Nobody can be 100% healed. You understand? So what I'm getting from this card is that you have done everything you can to peel the layers of yourself so you can basically become one with the divine, or be one with the self, your inner divinity. One way that you have done that is, becoming a light worker, or becoming very spiritual. Maybe if you weren't a light worker, maybe a shaman. If you weren't a shaman, then maybe you became, or a Christian. Or I'm just getting of a lot of ways that a lot of folks have, become one with God, or one with Yahweh, or one with whatever higher power you are connected to. Okay, so at this, you're doing it all. I'm just getting that you are doing all that you can. You're doing all the right things as far as the rituals and connecting to God, and connecting to your inner divinity, and connecting to other people. At the same time, I'm also getting to that there's a lot of people who, when it says a delusional rapport with the divine, I'm not getting anything as far as abundance, as well as people skipping steps in regards to not exactly doing enough to go through the healing process. A lot of people are still afraid to look at their shadows. Okay, afraid to look at the shadows, or they see the shadow, or but they are not willing to sit down and literally dig deep into their behavior patterns, and actually pretty much understand from an inner child energy perspective why they're still acting out. Okay, I'm getting, for some reason, like I said in another episode, and I'll say it in this one, there is no gender when it comes to energy. So if I get anything pertaining to gender expression or whatnot, it is definitely not meant to like cause any harm or anything like that. But what I am getting is that this is basically a feminine energy that I'm getting, either like a feminine energy. So someone, this is basically, it's for everyone. Okay, the readings are for everyone. But what I'm getting from the mystic card is that very like a feminine energy. So there may be a lot of women who feel this way. I'm getting a lot of femmes, um, or a lot of women who are looking for their power. Um, whether they be regardless of where they sit in the gender expression um, spectrum, okay, or sexual orientation spectrum. This is what I'm getting. Okay, there's a lot of people who are looking for that feminine connection. So either a lot of those are tap into goddess energy. A lot of people are tapping into goddess energy and being connected to their feminine spirit or their feminine energy, or there are actual women or female body individuals or trans women who are or even intersex individuals who are pretty much like tapping into that goddess energy, just so they can feel whole. Okay. And what I am getting is that that's all fine and good. And this is actually a really good start. Um, but now you're being asked to go a bit further and start digging into those shadows, and you're and that goddess energy, that soft, feminine, open and honest energy can actually help you do that. You understand? So that's what I'm getting from the mythic, the mystic archetype card for the collective. Okay, there's a lot of you who are just like tired of the binary. There's a lot of you who are tired of carrying around that those rules and regulations are regarding gender and gender expression. So like allowing yourself to tap into that energy is so wonderful for you. It's so good for the people who are listening. It is to happen. I'm just getting like 2020 is giving people the leeway to do that. And so you're pretty much ready, but you're definitely being asked to tap or to dig deep so you can go into the next century, or the next century, the next decade rather, um, and pretty much go from there. Okay. Some of y'all are time travelers, by the way, so it would not surprise me if y'all are like centuries ahead, energetically of your, above your peers. And don't get, and I'm also getting too from an intuitive perspective. A lot of you are going to be alone. A lot of you are going through this alone. A lot of you are going to be going through the spiritual journey alone. So do not be surprised if your friendships start to change, your outlook on life starts to change. You are going to be getting rid of a lot of things that no longer work for you because you're getting ready for this new season in your life. Okay. So, what was the mystic like as a child? What were you like as a child, dear listener? Those who are the mystics, right? Yeah. So what I got straight. Oh wow. So what I'm getting is that y'all are about, as a child, y'all had a lot of wanderlust. A lot of wanderlust. Okay? That's what I'm getting. Let me see here. Because I got the world card. Okay, so I got the first card that came up for viewers, or listeners rather, is the world card. And the world card is basically about being yourself, being free, being able to explore the world and explore for what it is, and also being in tuned with the world, um, and seeing it for what it is. Okay, and so what I'm getting that as a child, you are not afraid to explore. You are not afraid. Um, You wanted to see the world for what it is. You felt like, even from um like a you saw from even like a childlike perspective, okay, from the age that you were. So I'm getting like 4 or 5 at this age, that you felt like there was more to this world than what you were seeing. You wanted to explore the world and see it for what it was. It was actually like, at 5 years old, you had like this view of the world where it was just beautiful. You understand? I'm just getting like, you felt like the world was, for lack of better terms, not only your oyster, but basically your traveling guide. It was your way of seeing. Um, you just asked questions. You wanted to like travel. You wanted to see the world. You wanted to see everything about your world was in color. And what I mean by that is that everything was very positive and very vibrant, and you were not um your view of the world wasn't tainted by reality yet. Okay. And so what I'm getting from the world card is that when you saw the world, you saw it through stories, you saw it through what you've seen and what you heard. It would not surprise me if you read a lot of traveling books growing up, or watched a lot of television or played games where you where you was traveling, or I'm just getting like very much like a like you did a lot of imaginative play, okay, imaginary play, um around being an explorer. It would not surprise me at all if you watched something like Dora the Explorer, or or pretended to be Dora the Explorer, or you pretended to be part of some type of be part I keep getting the Jungle Book, where you were basically like pretending to be in the jungle, in the woods, and um, befriending animals, or not exactly hunting them down, but basically like pretending to be a part of that world, as far as you being in the trenches, in nature, in the wild, so on and so forth. And so I'm just getting a child who was always exploring something, always wanting to be a part of the world in some way, shape, or form. You're just like, your imagination was extremely open. Okay. What I'm also getting to is the King of Wands upside down. Despite all that you have gone through as a child, you just felt like you were surrounded by somebody who felt like that was impossible. That was not possible. The King of Wands is usually someone who is like full steam ahead. Let's plan. Let's do um, the work necessary to get this started, and actually start to plan and contemplate the next move. And what I'm getting is that you're around somebody who felt as if that wasn't possible. They had a lot of obstacles ahead of them. They felt like they themselves could not make anything possible, as if like this, whoever this person was, they were definitely older than you. They felt like they were always so quick. This person was basically, whoever they were. Um, I'm just getting like they were very pessimistic. So I'm getting like this is either a parent or someone who raised you. It doesn't necessarily have to be a mother or a father, but it could definitely be like an aunt or uncle, or somebody who is gender non-conforming, who didn't believe in, the binary or whatnot. But what I got is like this person had a myopic view of what the world was. It definitely wasn't one to explore. They went through their own trauma, so more than likely, um, they they were in survival mode when they told you this. But they basically told you, like, in so many words, that you need to stop dreaming. You need to stop exploring. None of what you think matters. None of what you are imagining matters. That's not the real world. The real world is harsh. And so I'm definitely getting like like I'm getting an older sibling. An older sibling told you this. Okay. You were definitely out of the two, or out of the pool of siblings, you were the youngest, or maybe you were younger. Okay. You definitely had an older sibling who saw everything, who saw and experienced what you did not experience, or just they, or you may have experienced a little bit of what they have, but you still had that sense of wonder and they don't. They're basically telling you to stop dreaming and to stop. They're definitely they see everything in survival mode. It was basically either or. They have black and white thinking as a result of what they've been through before you got there. So they're telling you, in their own way, this isn't the real world. Stop playing. Okay. So I'm definitely getting that. So I also have the Six of Cups upside down. Six of Cups is basically about family. The generations of family. If it were right side up, it would be talking about families being together. Um, um, Either like a family or the younger generation, healing, and to the point where the older generation can rest knowing that they've done their job, to break the cycle. This isn't the case at all. Six of Cups upside down. Basically, what I'm getting from this card is that whomever, there's a lot of family drama. There's a lot of family drama. There's a lot of family turmoil that is plaguing this older sibling, and or in some cases will be plaguing you in a minute. And so I'm just getting like there's a lot of family drama that's very much unspoken. There's a lot of there's it's like whatever trauma and drama that y'all have been through, it's like what goes on in the house stays in the house. What goes on in the family stays in the family. Like I'm just getting like there's a lot of we're gonna do it ourselves. We handle things our way. We handle things in a way that is nobody's business. And if anyone tries to get involved in any way, shape, or form, there's going to be a problem. It would not surprise me at all if a lot of drama. I'm just getting a lot of abuse in regards to like there was a lot of abuse in the family. There was a lot of abuse, like history of abuse and a history of I'm getting sexual abuse, physical abuse, um, and is unspoken. There's no it's just one. It's like one generation after the next was very much affected by what happened, and so no one's talking about it. So it's like not just an elephant in the room. It's a huge. There's like many elephants. It's like a whole jungle in the room. That's what I'm getting. Like a whole. There's an elephant, a toucan, um, a spider monkey, like all kinds of shit. Is like going on. In your family, and no one's talking about it. So there's like this heaviness. I'm getting like this heaviness, okay? And you definitely feel it because I'm getting that for the most part you're very empathic, okay? So if you have not, I'm getting like yeah, like you're definitely very young, and you don't realize how many times you have picked up someone's energy, or you picked up that something was wrong, but you were, with you being a little one, you didn't understand what was going on around you. But you definitely had like an older family member who may have been in tune but shut it off somehow. And yeah, they were not here for they were not they were ones to leave the family a long time ago, whoever this older sibling was. I'm getting some of the same. Wow. Okay. All right, Spirit. Come through and come out. So basically, what I got here was a justice card. There was a lot of injustice, and I just talked about this. Sometimes I feel like I'm faster than the cards almost, but you have the justice card upside down, which basically tells me what I've just been talking about. There was a lot of injustice in the family. There's a lot of unspoken trauma that was going on in your family. Your oldest sibling, or maybe like a lot of the either possibly a sibling older than your older sibling. So you may have been like 3 or 4 generations down the line. You know what I mean? So I'm getting that there was like an um, older family member. I'm getting like a male energy or a male or someone who has like a very masculine energy. They were the protector of the family, so they protected you from a lot of what was going on, and they saw a lot of injustice. I'm getting like, for the most part, they protected you the way they protected you. And I'm getting like someone had on a. I'm getting somebody, they must have been like involved in sports or like in high school or something like that, because I'm getting a jersey jacket. So like a football jacket, football, or so they played football or they played some sort of sport that made them strong and made them intimidating. They were really strong and they were really big. Okay. So what I'm getting is that they protected you the best way they could. They were the ones who actually took a brunt of whatever was happening. They were also the first to leave home. They were tired of the drama. They were tired of the drama, and they did everything they could to protect you. But they ended up having to pretty much look out for themselves. But before they did, they protected you from the brunt of everything. They wanted you to have as much innocence as you possibly could, because um they saw, they know what happened to them. Okay, they know what happened to them. So I'm getting like that. Some of you, now you are definitely the youngest. The listener, those who are listening to this, y'all are basically either the middle child or the youngest. I'm getting the youngest. The oldest, um it was basically the middle child. Basically the middle child, the second child, third child down, they were the ones who like had no hope whatsoever. And it was because they had to stay there and watch everything go down, while the older sibling, the oldest sibling, went on about their life. They protected you and and whatever other sibling was in the house the best way they could. And um and and I truly believe in that. That's what I'm getting. Like they were playing sports in high school or playing football in high school, um, and they were always the ones standing up for y'all, standing up for you and the older sibling. And I just feel like the justice card. Going back to the justice card, I just feel like there is some sort of, there was just really no justice for y'all when y'all were growing up. There was no justice. No one spoke up about the abuse. No one spoke up for y'all. I feel like because there was so much secrecy, no one knew what to do, or how. No one knew the gist of the abuse that was happening. I'm getting like there was a lot of verbal abuse in your home. There was like verbal assaults in your home. I'm also getting there was some inappropriate touching. So there was a lot going on. There was a lot going on. Um, yeah, I'm just getting like aunts and uncles knew what were going on. People outside your neighborhood knew what was going on, and then they didn't do anything because they wanted to stay out of it, and they wanted to basically keep their mouth shut and not make things worse. Okay, Nine of Swords upside down. You didn't even have the chance. No one in the house had a chance to grieve. I want to say like it was only around this time where your perception of the world began to shift because of what you were dealing with as a child. As you grew older, as you began to pretty much see what was going on, that sense of wonder left you. Okay, that sense of wonder, as far as you being an explorer or traveling, that didn't leave. Um, but now your reality is tainted a bit. So the Nine of Swords is basically saying like, because of, I just feel like you were hoping that this will be lifted. Like you didn't let I'm just getting like you didn't let the world or let your family dynamics get to you as harshly, or you definitely got it in your mind that um you are not going to be the same as everyone else. You are not going to allow your life circumstances to get you down. You are not going to allow your life circumstances to get you down. So you definitely did not allow yourself to grieve for very long if you did. That's why, yeah, I'm getting like you just grew up, like you saw what was going on. Um, you saw how I'm also getting too that your female the female guardian in your house, like yeah, there's a lot of unresolved issues going on with her. Like there was like some sexual abuse that happened to her and she did not get the help necessary, and so in so many ways she lashed out on y'all. So many ways like they lashed out. And like after that you're like you knew like you didn't do anything. Your feelings were very hurt all the time. I'm getting around um yeah, like from 7 to 8 on, you decided to like this ain't it for me. Like this is not okay. Like what is going on? It's as if like your family and your family dynamics started to like tear up and fall apart around you. But you're like the Nine of Swords upside down is basically saying like you're not going to put yourself in a position um to live life like this. Okay, you're not going to put yourself in a position to take on other people's emotional stuff. So that's what I'm getting. And the Queen of Wands, you're very strong. You're a very strong individual. You're a very strong minded individual at this point. Um, you just have a strong spirit. You have a strong, a very determined spirit. You're very kind and you're very gentle, but you also told yourself, like, I'm about, you basically said, like, I just feel like there's strength in your heart, and your strength in your spirit. Um, and you carry there's like this sense of pride that you have. Okay, you have a sense of pride. You did not allow outside circumstances outside circumstances to get at you. Yeah, you're pretty much about business, very much about business. Yeah, like the Queen of One. I just feel like I feel a lot of your strength here. Ooh, I'm not only am I getting like a young, it's like I'm also with the Queen of Wands, getting 14, 15 years old. But even though this is like you as a child, and I'm getting like maybe like an older age for you because you're more mature than your peers. You're more mature because of what you've been through and what you've heard and what you yourself have witnessed through your siblings and through the stuff that's going on with your guardian. I'm just getting like this sense of maturity and royalty with you. Like you carry yourself different because you intuitively know your power. You intuitively know what you're capable of. Okay, I'm not getting that no one's told you that you couldn't do anything. What I am getting is that you just had siblings who gave up hope and you did not. Okay, so yeah, this is around you. Like you were like 7, 8, 9 years old. Around when you came to that conclusion, like you're not the one for this. You also got temperance. You have no. You want to grow up very fast. So that tells me that you want to get out of the house. Like you got the temperance card, and the temperance card is basically like patience, um, watching your temper, giving yourself time, um, and that's what you like. That's what you're about. Giving yourself time to heal, giving yourself time to just wait things out, right? And so you're biding your time for so you can leave the house. I'm getting at a young age, even before you hit your teenage, um, you wanted to leave the home. Like you did not want to be there any longer. And so you're just biding your time. You're just you're just like you're just doing the best you can under the circumstances, but in your mind you've already broken out. If you This is around the same time too that you're daydreaming. You began to like literally tap into that energy of daydreaming, and tap into that energy of possibly time travel, because I don't think people understand this, but um we are in some way, shape, or form, all of us have time traveled, or astral projected in some way, shape, or form. And so what I'm getting is that at this point we got the temperance card. I want to say around 10 or 11 years old, you started to tap into like daydreaming again, where you are like you are imagining yourself, um excuse me, you're imagining yourself um in different situations where you're in a place of power, uh, or you're in a situation where you are traveling, okay, to different parts of the world, different parts of the country, and it's always about. I'm wondering if a lot of you, because I'm seeing Egypt. I'm seeing Egypt. I'm seeing you um, riding a camel, and I'm seeing sand dunes and pyramids. So I feel like Egypt or some part of Africa or some place where there are pyramids, that was your go-to, because um, I I'm getting that maybe y'all wanted to be architects, or not architects, but archaeologists, or you're a part of, you wanted to be part of history, or you are interested in the history of Egypt in some way, shape, or form. So you definitely went there often, okay? And so in your mind, you went there. So it would not surprise me at all if you, like, maybe um, you imagine yourself, you know, as an adult, you know, doing a lot of exploration and finding out history. But it definitely involved you being patient with your circumstances, because, quite frankly, you're. I don't know if why is that, spirit? Yeah, I'm just definitely getting like you tapped into some old spirits, tapped into like some old like a old tap into one of your former lives where you're possibly like a archaeologist, or doing some sort of um, exploration, or you could have just been like, you definitely tapped into an old energy, you know, of yeah, you definitely tap. I'm just getting like a former life energy, or some sort of energy where you were indeed an archaeologist at one point. Um, and so you're like, you feel very comfortable there because it takes you out of reality for one, and the reality that you were in at that time, and also like it put you into another one where through daydreaming you were able to like put yourself in situations that you were comfortable in. In fact, I'm thinking that because you're possibly a fan of Dora the Explorer, or someplace where um, you were traveling, that's where you went. That's what you associated your traveling with. So I would like to know what you were like as a teenager. So I'm wondering whether or not you still have that same energy as a teen. So what? Oh wow, that's it. Listen, yeah. So you got the Sun card and the Devil card. Interesting. Those are interesting. Because the Sun card is about living your truth and living your best life, and allowing your light to shine. And so as a teen, you allowed your light to shine. You allowed yourself um, to be open and honest about who you are as an individual. Like I'm not getting that were you were definitely yourself. You did not hide anything. I'm getting like that you were somewhat popular in school or somewhat popular in junior high. Um, you were not considered strange at all, but you were definitely known as a dreamer with you a person with big dreams. So it would not. I'm saying like you let your power be known, possibly by getting involved in organizations or some sort of clubs in school or whatnot. You definitely did not stay home by yourself. You did not allow the bullshit that was going on in your house or the generational trauma to get to you. Okay. And I'm also getting too that you were at this point in your life as a teen, you were very open to different types of spirituality. You're very, I'm just getting like you were exploring different parts of yourself to be connected to spirit and to God. Um, you did not get some of the support you did not get at home, but they didn't bother you about it either. As long as it, I'm just feeling like a lot of what you did, was very much about. It wasn't in secret. You definitely explored different types of. I'm getting African spirituality, like African um, um, traditional religions, anything that brought you closer to that goddess energy. That's where I'm getting that too. Like you wanted to be known, and I'm just getting like it would not. Oh Lord, I'm getting like all in like again like if you resonate with this reading, you resonate with it. But I'm also getting black women and female body individuals. Like listen, you were like I'm just getting black girl power right here, like a black girl magic in this card, the sun card right here. You were not allowing anybody to take you just did not have patience for a lot of stuff. You're a lot more mature for your age, and you definitely dug into some African spiritual religions about rituals, possibly ancestral energy, possibly just getting I'm just tapping into that inner goddess, and also I'm just getting that you resonated with people, resonated with women and or femmes in the spiritual community. I'm getting a lot of YouTube and Instagram where you were just tapping into a lot of their energy, resonating with everything they were saying. Um, and so that's where that was coming from. At the same time, you definitely got the devil card. So I'm wondering what this is about because I'm not getting anything as far as like a indulgence or anything like that. So like, hold on for a second. What is this about, spirit? I'm getting anger from this card. I'm getting a lot of anger from this card. So it wasn't like an overindulgence as far as anything like an addiction or anything. You were finding out ways to. Okay. You're opening yourself up to different types of energies that may or may not have been right for you. I'm getting like there was a lot of anger and around it's like someone like even when I touch this card and tap into what is going on, I just get a lot of anger and frustration. And you're not exactly addicted to it as much as it's like almost consuming you because by even though you are a beacon of hope in someone's life, I'm also getting to. Okay, thank you. You're fine. Like at this point, like You're angry at your family dynamics, and you're angry at the situation. At this time, I'm also getting that there's a like someone in your family who keeps um there's someone in your family who keeps messing with you, not like they're like making advances towards you or doing something inappropriate. So you're trying to find out ways to get at them through magic. That's what it is. That's what it is. You're finding out ways, and what's happening is that you're angry while you're finding all these spells and these rituals because you want this person to go away. And spirit is basically like in your own way. That's one of the reasons why you are so involved and so attracted to like African spiritual religions, certain types of religions, or spiritual practices, because hexing is now involved. And so this is a time. This was the time where you're like you want instant gratification from spirit, in regards to your own protection. And so yeah, I'm just getting like somebody's after you. Someone is trying to um, put you in a situation where you're uncomfortable making sexual advances towards you. And this is like a family member or somebody who is seen as family. Um, whew, I don't like this person. I don't like that person at all. You were 15, 16, dealing with this. Um, yeah, you're around, and this person saw you. They don't see you as a child. Because you don't look at this point. You don't even look like a child. You don't look like a child. You have grown into your semi womanhood, or you've definitely grown into your body, and is noticed by this man. It's like an older man too. Nasty ass bastard. I don't like him at all. He know what the hell he's doing. And they continue to let him into the house. So you're finding ways to protect yourself. This is a whole mess. There's a whole mess. This is a mess. Dirty ass bastard. Oh. As a result of, yeah, I'm just getting like the Seven of Pentacles. Basically, is you just feel like you're not going to. You want to be out of the house, and you're like, I'm not going to be able to thrive here. Like no one, because in addition to, I'm thinking this is one of the other reasons why you are delving into magic, or thinking about delving into magic, is because you want to leave the house and you just feel like you're not thriving in your home environment, or you're unable to thrive into your home environment. Like you're doing, like on the surface, you're doing very well in school. You're like, there's no suspicion that something is going on in your home. But deep down, you feel like you're not thriving as an individual, spiritually or otherwise. Money, or other, when it comes to your money, there's like no grounding whatsoever. It seems like everything's in limbo, and you're learning in your spirituality, your budding spirituality, because you have questions. I'm just getting that that is keeping you afloat. That's what's keeping you from not losing your mind, so to speak. Okay. So that's what I'm getting out of the situation. That's what I'm getting from, yeah. I just don't, who is this man? I just feel like who is this man? Spirit, who is this man who is, I'm just getting like he is an old man in the neighborhood. An old, like, he's a black man, older black man. I'm seeing him. He's like somewhat heavy set, like medium build. Um, Maybe like 5'8", 5'9", known around the neighborhood for being a bit of a pervert, and a perpetrator. And so he's known for hitting on 15, 16-year-old girls, or individuals your age. And he's, oh Lord. Yeah, he's also a father. I get the emperor. He's very, whoever this person is, like he is very, he puts up a front. Um, Yeah, he's just known for his domineering energy. Known for his domineering energy, his manipulative energy, putting that putting it out there that he's like an upright citizen or a working class citizen. I'm also getting to that he is just I'm getting like he has daughters of his own. Nobody wants anything to do with him. He's that toxic, quote unquote, family member or that toxic individual um, in the neighborhood or in your family that people warn you about. Okay, he's always coming to the barbecue because he puts up a good front. He's always that's so messed up. I think like for the most part he's being protected. People pretty much know. People who have been around him know what he's about. But for the most part, like he's still like he's still around. Like he's still around and he's like hitting on you and trying to touch you and like every time you're in the same room with him, I'm getting like he's not being is he invited to the house? No. It's like he's around at community functions. I'm getting this man's like he's around he's in community functions. And people like I don't understand like and I'm not surprised or shocked either because unfortunately in a lot of like um black neighborhoods or in black communities um there like many like predatory black males are protected by the community or protected by the families within the community. So it doesn't surprise me at all if they are he is not seen like he's only seen as a pervert or seen as a perpetrator by those who have interacted with him, you know, maybe young girls that he's hit on, but for the most part he's seen they're the ones who are seen as a problem as opposed to him. So yeah, he definitely makes you uncomfortable. He made you uncomfortable as you were growing up, and around your teenage age, um, and you just. I'm also getting to like a lot of people in the community. He's really much pretty much a bothersome individual, and you just want out of the situation. Okay, Seven of Pentacles. Um, I'm just getting like there's no growth, there's no grounding. Um, and you just want to be out of the neighborhood, you want to be out of your neighborhood, you want to be out of the situation, you feel like there is something better for you, um, and you just want this person to go away. He just makes you very uncomfortable in your own skin almost. Okay, the Three of Wands is what I got here too, upside down, and so what I got here is that even though like there's no hope, you were like you feel like there's like a hopelessness and a helplessness, um, and you feel like there's no one out here looking out for you. Okay, so I'm definitely not getting like on a spiritual front, but I'm definitely getting this from your family. You're like there's a sense of hopelessness of not being watched out for. Okay, so you're if anything, you're like I said before, your spirituality is the reason why you're able to keep your head afloat for this long. Okay, anything else for the teen spirit? Teen spirit. Ooh, y'all went through it. Yeah, your bodies were just sexualized. Yeah, I'm just getting like financially you feel like you can't get out of this situation. You like you need money or you feel like finances plays like a huge part. Finances play a huge part in you being stuck in this neighborhood or being stuck in the family. I'm just getting like you want to be out of your community. You want to be out of the neighborhood. You're like you're you know that your soul and your spirit is way too big for this, right? So that's how you're like, get the fuck out of here. You're like, you need to. You're always thinking about making moves, and I'm also getting too like you feel like college will be another way to be out. You know what I mean? Because you're very educated. Like I'm not getting someone, um, who isn't thriving academically. Okay. But you're definitely like, you're feeling that money is an issue. You're probably looking at other colleges at this point. I'm getting like 17, 18. I'm getting that maybe like, some of y'all graduated early. And so, now you're like, now what do I do now? Okay. So how are you affected as an adult? How are you affected as an adult? The mystic, right? So you have a lot of cards here. So what I'm getting, oh wow, okay. As a result of you, of how you were treated, you got the Lovers card upside down, the Chariot card upside down, the Star card upside down. Oh shit. And the ooh, okay. And the Hermit card upside down. So the Lovers card, let me start with this. The adult in you feels like you cannot trust anybody. You feel as if I'm just getting like when it comes to romance, when it comes to some sort of, you just feel like it's not, you can't trust anybody enough. Okay, not everyone is on your level. Not everyone is almost everybody you've been with, they have been what you consider fuck shit. They have been on some shit that you are not, like, they're not on your level. They're not mature enough for you. You've been through relationship after relationship at this point where, regardless of how much you try, I'm just getting that you have yet to find anybody who is whom you connected with. Okay, especially on the spiritual level. And I'm getting, this is, this is like late teens to early 30s, so this has been going on for a minute. I'm also getting that you don't date very much. So that's why the trajectory is so like vast, or is so, in regards to you dating somebody, is few and far in between. Because what's happening is that you would you will be with somebody, and I'm definitely getting some Sagittarius energy here. Sagittarius energy, where you are basically, you put yourself in a position to love somebody, you trust them, and then they do something that will violate your trust, and then you will be alone for, for a short period, or maybe like a long period rather, and then you find somebody else, and it's over and over and over again, right? So I'm definitely getting that you've yet to find anybody who is on your level, or someone that you can trust wholeheartedly. Okay. um yeah, because I'm just getting like a lot of the messages you received as a child was like, men can't be trusted because men have the tendency to sexualize me. Okay. That's one of the reasons why the Lover card is upside down, because so many people have sexualized your body at a young age, or no one was there to protect you in some way, shape, or form, that you automatically assume like something's going to happen. As if you give someone a trial period, and then they end up messing up, and then you're like, I'm done, we're good, right? You got to be out. I also have the Chariot card upside down. A lot of your goals were put on hold. A lot of your goals were put on hold. You also fell for this message that all that you are looking for, all that you are achieving, isn't going to happen. It's not going to happen at your pace. It's not going to happen during your time. And you're like, there's a part of you that that energy of exploration that you've had, that go to that strength and that spirit you had, like, I'm not going to be like this. You like, it's as if it dissipated over time. And I'm feeling like in so many ways you received that message, or you somehow like got that message that you are not, it's too hard, the money isn't there. I'm getting poverty consciousness throughout this entire reading. Like poverty consciousness. You're not, I don't have the money. Therefore, I'm not going to be able to go anywhere. Okay? I don't have, like, it would not surprise me at all if y'all did not go to college or felt like you could not afford college in any way, shape, or form due to the political and the political climate around education and TAP grants and um, if college loans. You probably feel like it's getting harder and harder to pay off those loans. It's harder and harder to pay off those bills, and because of life, you may feel as if I'm not putting myself through that situation because I won't have the money to get myself out of that situation. Okay, that's what I'm getting here, right? So it would not surprise me if you put a lot of your stuff on hold because of the lack of money issue or the money issues or the poverty consciousness you have around finances and abundance in regards to money. I also received um, the star card. You stop believing in your own power. You disconnected yourself from source. Disconnected yourself from spirit. This is what I'm getting. You totally don't know your own power anymore. You don't believe in what you started to believe in high school, as far as the power of abundance, the power of, it's as if I'm just getting like you don't. I'm getting like is Gnosticism. Was it agnosticism, or some sort of, like, that disconnection is not, that disconnection is not strong, but it is very much there. Okay, where is this? Why does this happen? You feel like spirit did not protect you from the worst that's happened. So where does this come from? Yeah, you believe, like, this whole thing of abundance. You believed in this whole thing of abundance. You believed in. Um, and now you feel like you don't believe that anymore. A lot of the stuff that you heard from these folks that you listened to, it didn't happen for you, and as a result, you feel like it doesn't work at all. I'm also getting with the star card that you're struggling with your faith, or have been. You probably struggled with your faith in the past. As an adult, I'm getting that you're very much a mystic, but you feel like you. That's okay. Okay, you very much, you still believe in spirit to a certain extent. You believe that something is out there. You still have that connection. Okay, that connection with spirit is not that strong. Got it. It's not that you are agnostic or anything. You may be, but I'm also getting to, like, that you definitely feel like that spirit is not looking out for you. I'm definitely getting that, and this is unfortunate. This is so unfortunate. Yeah, like wow. Like, you believe in spirit. You just don't believe that spirit is whatever spirit has in store is not for you. Okay? Lastly, you got, as far as this, you got the hermit. You got the hermit. And so you're being told um you're getting out of that situation right now. What I'm getting is upside down. So basically what this means is that whatever you're basically being told to get out of yourself, get out of that energy of contemplation, and basically connect with the world again, and connect with spirit, not just the world, but connect with spirit. Now, I'm just, in fact, you're no longer. What I'm getting from this is that right now, at whatever age that you're at, um, you're definitely getting the message that spirit is looking out for you, Everything that worked that did not work out in some way, shape, or form, it didn't work out for a reason. You're also getting that. I'm also getting that. It's time for you to reconnect with spirit and to find your power source again. To find your that 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 strength again that you've had. Okay. And don't allow life to come at you or to take you out of your element to where you are no longer believing that that you're no longer a child of spirit. In fact, what I'm getting is that you have stepped out of your that slumber period, um, and began to like reconnect with spirit slowly but surely. But now you're doing it. You're trying to find ways to do it. That is authentic to you because just like you got like you let life get catch you off guard, and also like you're also being told to like as an adult, you're answering the call to step into your power, to step into, to step outside of this whole thing, in regards to abundance. Okay, so to redefine abundance for you. But yeah, you're definitely meant to be a mystic. You're definitely meant to, connect with spirit in that way. So, what can the client do to honor their inner child energy? Yeah, I'm just finding a lot of confusion around religion and around spirituality and spiritual practices. Um, because there was some confusion about where you fit in. So, what can the listener do? Did I say the client? I hope not. What can the listener do to honor their inner child? Okay. Yeah, I'm just definitely getting out of. First and foremost, Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles is basically saying like, look, do not worry about. Tell your inner child that for one, there is more to life than money, and you are magical. You can pretty much make anything happen. Okay, when you put your mind to it, and when spirit is taking the lead. Um, Five of Pentacles is basically about opportunities lost, or feeling as if your opportunities are lost, or doors being closed, and you not basically seeing the silver lining in this. And so, what Spirit is basically saying is that a way to honor your inner child is to basically say, like, look, I have a plan. To ask Spirit, about this plan, and I'm going to make sure that you are the explorer that you are meant to be. Okay, if I have to like seriously like change my plans, change my perceptions, that I am going to do that on your behalf and my behalf. But I will not let finances or anything I do not have at the moment deter deter me in any way, or to make me determine whether or not something's going to work out for me. Okay, you're literally being told to honor your inner child, by living your dream, by basically going after your goals, by basically reminding them that, look, you can in fact do this. I don't care what anybody on the outside of us says. I say, and Spirit says, if it's possible, then it's possible. Okay? Goal setting is very much a thing for y'all. You're being told by Spirit to set goals. Okay? It doesn't have to be anything extravagant. It can start with 1 week, 1 week goal, 2 month goal, 5 month goal, 1 year, 5 year, and go from there, and then work on one thing at a time. Okay, because you are meant to be an explorer. You are meant to be something much greater. And your inner child, the reason why, you know, they don't have trust in anybody, or they feel like they can't trust anyone, is because the people around them, okay, have for one told them that, the world is a sick place, and then on top of that, it was like pretty much confirmed in some way, shape, or form, that the world was a cruel and very sick place by, pretty much being sexualized, or having your body sexualized, or having people, in your family, not heal from their trauma, okay, and letting it like beat them down from generations on out, okay. By you, living your life and living your goals and living your dreams and aspirations, you're basically telling your inner child, like, look, we can do this. We can have a better life. We can live our dreams. We can like have our aspirations. But in order for us to do that, we gotta like shut everybody out. And what I mean by that is not listening to naysayers, because everybody's going to have a problem with what you have to do. Everybody. So you're basically being told through the Five of Pentacles is to create opportunities for yourself. Create those opportunities. Everything that you wanted to do, ask Spirit to help you. Ask your spirit guides to help you. And then set and do goal setting. That's what I did for my business. What I continue to do for my business. And basically to not overthink things. We have the tendency to overthink. We have the tendency to let life get in the way, or what we're lacking, what we consider a lack to be in the way. When in actuality, it's a test to how far we are willing to go to get to what we need to do. Okay? So, yeah, like I'm just getting like so many opportunities. There are so many opportunities for y'all. So many opportunities. So, what words of encouragement do you have for the adult as well as the inner child? Like, what words of encouragement? Oh, you have two of these. All right. Well, that's a lie, because I have the wrong deck. So what words of encouragement do you have for the adult and the inner child? Oh, wow. So you have the giveaway. So it's upside down. So basically, and I'm using the mythical shaman oracle deck. So if it's upside down, that means it's a medicine that we are to take in. And basically what I'm being told is a giveaway is basically to not give away your power anymore. To stop giving away your power. Stop giving away your power to external circumstances. Stop giving away all that you have that's within you, because no one can take that away unless you give them permission. No one can take that away from you, as far as your power, unless you give someone the keys to your house. You know what I mean? There, like I said before, people are going to have something to say to you, in regards to your dreams and aspirations. People are going to have a whole problem with it. But when spirit is in the way, when spirit is leading the way, in fact, when spirit is your co-creator, you can do anything is possible, everything is possible. Okay? This is a time for you to tap into your inner magic. Okay, to take everything that you've learned and use it to empower yourself and to empower your own, empower people around you. Because when people see you thrive and they are looking to better their life, they're going to ask questions. They're going to reach out to you. They're going to do everything they can to, reach out to you and ask you, okay, what are you doing, sis? What are you doing? Because I definitely am seeing you. I'm witnessing everything you're doing, and I'm definitely acknowledging your presence. Tell me, where is it at? Where are you getting this, right? So When other people see your power, when they see you on the up and up, okay, it's like there is like that that doesn't come from nowhere. That comes from you taking agency for your own life, right? So the giveaway card is basically saying like stop giving away your power, stop giving away your pearls, stop giving away any sort of power around to these messages that you're receiving that the world is a dangerous place, and that people are just trying to take advantage of you. Okay, it's time to leave that in 2019. Okay, and to basically do the work, the inner work necessary to live your life accordingly. And you can do this. You're very capable because of again, you are filled with magic. You are nothing but magic. You're nothing but black girl magic, black boy magic, you know, black person magic. You're very capable of doing this. Okay. All right. So that is all for this week. That's the message for this week. Thank you so much for listening. If you resonated with that message in any way, shape, or form, be sure to subscribe to the podcast, the Inner Child Collective podcast. Leave a review, share it with your friends. You can also follow me, the Bowtie Psychic, on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And if you would like a personalized inner child energy reading, you can go to the service